Here we are.
Let the pain begin.
Exactly. We started about 5:13 a.m. back in Curry Village, hiking up to the top of Half Dome. Hey, I'm David Hulka, and welcome to my YouTube video on my hike to the top of Half Dome. I'll start off by telling you that I got 3 permits to do so by applying in March, and we did the hike on July 8th, 2024. I went with my best friend Kelly and her boyfriend Michael. This was the second year in a row that I had applied for permits. We got denied last year. This was the #1 thing on my bucket list and the most difficult thing I've ever done, and I've hiked the Inca Trail, which took 3+ days and ends at Machu Picchu. That was difficult, but as far as the most difficult single day of my life, this was it. Here we're looking at Vernal Falls, by the way. We started off our hike at about 5:15 a.m. from Curry Village, where we stayed overnight the night before. At that hour, the shuttle is not even running, so you have to walk almost a mile on flat ground just to even get to the trailhead, to the Mist Trail. And this is the portion of the Mist Trail you're looking at right here. The Mist Trail leads you up the Merced River past Vernal Falls and Nevada Falls. It was actually closed for maintenance the day we hiked, but not until 7 a.m., and we were on it before that. However, it was closed by the time we were coming back down. Again, more on that later. The hike to Vernal Falls and beyond that to Nevada Falls would already be a difficult hike. That would be 6.4 miles and 2,208-foot vertical, and that's not even half the distance or the verticality of the Half Dome hike. They call it the Mist Trail because it does get wet from the waterfall, so proper hiking footwear is essential. And needless to say, if you're going to go all the way to Half Dome, you're going to need hiking boots with great grip on them. Listen, I went into this hike absolutely knowing how hard this hike was and knowing that I was not going to risk my life in order to say that I've completed this hike. For example, if there had been storm clouds on the horizon, I would not be out there on that exposed granite holding on to metal poles. I would have turned around and tried it another day. Speaking of that, I did bring hiking poles on this hike and I found them helpful. I would encourage you to do so. Obviously, you don't need them for the cables on top of Half Dome, but you could use them up to that point and leave them on top of the sub-dome. But you do need gloves to hold on to the wires. The wires are in good shape, they're not frayed or anything like that. However, you'll get a better, more comfortable grip with the gloves. That's Nevada Falls. Halfway on the way up. This is Little Yosemite Village. A lot of people camp here. That, of course, is Half Dome. On the way back down, we needed to take the John Muir Trail because of the Mist Trail being closed at that time of day, which added miles to our hike. And although it's nice to see a different trail on a portion of the way down, it was hot.
Almost there.
It was probably 91 or 92 degrees out there. We were exhausted. We were running out of water. We were so hot, we literally jumped in the river. By the way, the only way to see the top of Nevada Falls is this John Muir Trail. There's a bridge across the river just above the falls, and we'll see that later. The JMT basically runs alongside the river on one side, and the Mist Trail goes up the other side. Here, by the way, we're looking at the sub-dome. And now we're beginning the climb of the sub-dome. Now, as far as the cables portion goes, first of all, I'm glad we left camp early. Certainly people did leave even earlier than us, or they may have slept overnight in Little Yosemite Valley. They would have camped there. Here's our first view of the cables. So if you camp in Little Yosemite Valley, you only have to hike half as far as we did in the morning. The cables were crowded, but not as crowded as they could have been. There are wood blocks. You can see them right there. There are wood blocks in just about every pole, which is a safe place to stop. You really don't want to stop on the granite and take a chance of slipping. Seriously, a portion of these cables are at about 45 degrees. There was some weighting on the cables, but it could have been worse. I get it. You want to be extra safe on there. I saw a video saying it was harder on the way down than it was on the way up. I completely disagree with that. Downhill was way easier. And by the way, you do want to be walking backwards on the way down, like going down a ladder. All told, look at this amazing view, by the way. All told, I clocked 17.5 miles, 5,500 foot vertical gain, and it took us 10 hours and 45 minutes. I brought 2.5 liters of water. That wasn't enough. My friends had to share some of theirs, and then at the bridge at the bottom of the mist trail where you cross the Merced River, you can get more clean drinking water. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and watch some other of my videos on hiking or international travel.